Hi, it's Barbie. Welcome to the middle of the road. You know, El Presidente, um, he keeps talking about Clinton and Larry Summers, who was associated with Harvard. I guess the president of Harvard at one time. I guess everybody's supposed to know who the president of Harvard is. Uh, and he keeps throwing these names up. Saying, well, they went there, they went there, they went there, like that makes up for him going there. Well, they did. Well, if they did, and you are not arresting them, probably knowing that you have the evidence to arrest them, then it's just a big facade. But here's the thing I wanted to bring up. Because I got to listening to him bring this crap up, and I'm thinking to myself, his family needs to step in at this point. John Jr., Ivanka, Eric, even Marla Maple's kid, Tiffany. They need to step in. Daddy's out there making an absolute fool of himself. Now, I know that there's a lot of people out here in the world that have had folks come down with dementia or Alzheimer's or any of these front temporal, all that stuff. So y'all know what it's like. And y'all know at a certain point, you don't let Grandpa get up there in front of the Elks Lodge to talk about crazy shit. At a certain point, you shut Grandpa up. You don't let him go to those meetings anymore because he's not in his right mind anymore. He says things that are inappropriate. He says things that are not true. He is just screwed up in his freaking brain. But you don't keep putting him out there so that the rest of the world can see what bad a shape he's in. You know? And yet, knowing that everyone is constantly talking about his mental acuity, nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody in his family wants to stand up and say, Dad, you know what? I think you've got a freaking problem. I don't think that you went to Africa. I think you went to Alaska. Do you remember that? Dad? Dad? Hello, Dad? Something. Because this is not working. He's out of his freaking mind. And y'all are allowing a man who is insane run the country. It cracks me up. Of course, we all know, I said it the other day, and I'll say it again, but most likely he's not going to be making it. I say 3 to 6 months. And I say the 3 to 6 month thing because of the heaven deal. They don't start working on trying to get to heaven 5 years before they die. No. That's not how it works. They start trying to get to heaven about 3 to 6 months. And too many doctors have said that it does look like he's got congestive heart failure. He also looks like he has kidney disease. So there's a lot of things that are basically just rotting inside of him right now. And again, they keep putting him out there. You can see the needle marks on his hand. His hands will soon be collapsing. The veins in his hands will soon be collapsing. And they'll have to start giving him whatever, the Lasix or whatever in his veins. Arm, or maybe they'll go to his foot. I don't know if that would work because they're so swollen. I don't know if they'd be able to get an IV in there. So it would have to be in his arms. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, it's either that or the neck now. I don't think that he's going to be around that much longer. And here's the other deal. When Pence was in there, nobody gave a damn about Pence. I mean, they were all willing to kill Pence. So I'm wondering, what are they going to do to JD? What are they going to do to JD? How is that going to work? They didn't elect Trump because they wanted JD. JD was just a side dish that came along. That was it. But nobody voted for JD. They voted for Trump because you have to, have the two of them together. So that's going to be interesting because JD doesn't have the persona. He doesn't have the personality. He can sit there and claim, oh, well, I'm doing what President Trump wanted us to do, da 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 da. But you know what? That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. JD doesn't have the charisma. He's not Trump. And then all the other stuff gets to fall apart. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Lied to us. I've read the other day just an interesting little tidbit. I didn't read it, excuse me. I saw a video on it. I ran across it on YouTube. Do you know that Queen Elizabeth I actually laid dead for 3 days before anybody decided to move her and announced that she was dead? I kind of feel like that may be a situation that we have coming up. Are they going to tell us when he croaks? Because he's in bad health. And there's no sense in us, pussyfooting around about it. He's in bad health. He's in bad shape. He's not going to be here much longer. We all need to come to terms. So, wonder how long they're going to try to hide it. The Jumanji we live in. Anyway, you have a good day. Talk to you soon. Peace out.